Hey everybody, welcome to episode 76 of Super Geeked Up, presented by Frostbite Pictures. Thank you so much for joining us. On tonight's show, we're going to talk about the best and worst superhero and villain names, some of our favorite comic book artists. We're going to, of course, talk about some episode 7 of Star Wars news, big casting news this week, as well as Justice League movie news. And a new game, One True Pairing, debuts on our show tonight at least. My name's Jeff. Thank you so much for geeking out with us. Please tweet us at SuperKnockedUp if you're watching live. Really appreciate it. Actually, we already got some tweets before the show started. Our good friend Dezzles from Australia said he just left another live stream show to watch ours. So thank you, Dezzles.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So we have some awesome guests. I'll get to them in just a minute. But my co-hosts who are here, we have the lovely Mark.
Thank you. Hi.
Hi, Mark. All right.
Thanks for tuning in.
We have they're almost as lovely as Mark. Diana's here.
Hello.
And Giselle.
Almost.
Stop.
Not quite.
Almost. Stop.
We'll never be as lovely.
I know.
Sorry, ladies.
We lose sleep about it at night.
I know you do.
That the standard is so high.
So do I. I feel bad for you, actually.
Oh, thank you for your pity.
At least.
I'm just kidding, ladies. You
She's
go.
very humble about it too, as you can see. All right, so we have some awesome guests on. We usually have web series guests on, but tonight we have two awesome artists on, both of whom have done some kick-ass work for Super Knocked Up, which is a series I do with Mark. So we have first Zack Rezendes. Hello, sir.
Hello.
Thank you so much for joining us. And we also have Eric Hutchison.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Glad to be here.
Thanks for being here, man. Cool. We're gonna, in just a little bit, we're gonna show work from both of these guys, Zach and Eric. So you get to see on screen, and I'll have them talk about it a little bit because they're both really kick-ass artists, and they'll tell you about what they've got going on too. All right, but we like to kick things off with our geeky question of the week. Now, before we do that, actually, special news. We're actually doing a bonus episode later this week on Saturday. We're going to do another version of Super Geeked Up. It's going to be at 11 p.m. Eastern Time, so same time, just on Saturday. And it's actually going to be Sean Becker and his cast from his new series, Hench. You may know Sean as the director of this show called The Guild, and also My Gimpy Life and a bunch of other stuff. So we wanted to get him in while their season was about to end. So check that out Saturday, please. We would love to have you guys all around and watching us. Thank you.
Awesome.
All right, geeky question of the week. Diana or Giselle, do one of you have it in front of you?
Yes.
Giselle, go ahead.
Yes. All right. Geeky question of the week. Who do you think has the best superhero/villain name and the worst superhero/villain name?
All right, Giselle, why don't you kick us off?
Well, the best is Batman, obviously. It always comes down to Batman being the best at everything. As far as the worst, I couldn't think of anything off the top of my head, so I totally cheated and Googled, silly superhero and supervillain names. And I found a real winner on cracked.com. I have to read it to you guys. It's so ridiculous.
I also cheated, too. I wonder if it's the same. Go ahead.
All right, let's see. I'm glad I got to go first. Good. Haha.
Well,
All right.
Everybody's answers, basically. Because
Right.
I read the same article.
So I think the most ridiculous one from this crack.com list was the Wizard.
Yes, that was one of mine, too.
The Wizard.
The Wizard. It's from Marvel Comics 1941, and I have to read this description just to give viewers an idea of the Wizard. One of the most important rules of comic book writing, indeed storytelling in general, is that if you're going to create a superhero whose name evokes the image of a stream of piss, never dress him in a yellow costume and give him speed powers that will make it look like he's attacking his enemies by peeing super hard on them.
Wow.
Boom. The Wizard.
Nice. You know what? Actually, I had a totally different article from Crave Online, but they also had the Wizard as one of their top worst ones, too.
I can't believe I just found out about this guy.
I know, that's pretty...
They said he was supposed to be Marvel's version of the Flash. That's what they were trying to do, just with
Right.
horrendous.
Like he whizzes by you. Fail. Fail, Marvel. Sorry.
The Wizard. Mark, I almost named your character Super Knocked Up that, actually.
You did. Oh man, I'm so disappointed you didn't.
You know what I should have called him? Something that rhymes with that. You know what it is?
Oh!
All right. Okay. Anyway.
Oh, Jeff. I'm offended and shocked and appalled. It's disgusting. Very funny though.
Okay. So anyway, let's go to Eric. Oh wait, sorry, Giselle, were you done? Wait, did you do your best names? Oh, Batman was your best, right?
A Batman.
Yeah,
Duh.
obviously. That's just your answer to everything.
Yeah. Best heroine, Batman.
Well, I'm still learning how to use Google, so we're gonna take it through its paces. No, the one that I really enjoyed the first time I heard it was Abe Sapien. That's
Hellboy.
I just think that's an awesome name.
That's a really cool name.
And as far as a really, really bad name, that one was kind of hard for me to come up with because there's so many of them out there. But you guys remember that green dragon thing that was like with the Mandarin? Was it Fing Fang Foom?
Oh, Fing Fong or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
I think it was pretty bad, not just because it was hard to remember, but mostly because I think it was slightly racist. So
Absolutely.
That's true.
Yeah.
A little racist.
Well, just a little bit.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Not much.
Nice. All right. Diane.
Well, I think maybe the best villain. I'm torn between Magneto and Ra's al Ghul. And the worst, I would say, would be Catman, who I think was originally created to be Catwoman's brother.
Catman?
Catman. Yeah, he exists. Catman. Yeah.
He's real. And yeah, I think he was like Catwoman's brother, but then like totally sexual towards her in the comic books. It was super weird.
What's
Yeah.
up with those cats?
Oh my god.
Catman just doesn't strike the same terror for a villain, I don't think.
No. Picturing a guy going ring doesn't do anything.
That's terrifying. That's terrifying.
Mark's was pretty good though. Mark's was pretty
Yeah,
good.
the
so-
one Mark just.
Yeah, that one was
Mark,
good.
Mark, can you do that again?
Okay, I think Warner Brothers found
Yes. If they're casting,
Catman.
take it.
Bring it back.
On Twitter, Dezel says his best and worst is Banana Man.
Banana Man, yeah, I remember Banana Man.
I bet you do, Mark. Hockey Tonk Buffalo. Hey, Glenn. Thanks for watching. Nightwing is his best, and the worst is Maxi Zeus.
Yeah.
It's really the Maxi part. That's the problem with it.
The branding issue. The branding issue.
Yep.
The Cat web series, actually, which is about a superhero who dresses like a cat. Interesting enough that you just brought up Catman. Says he used to go by the Bear. Not a good choice for a dude with a large beard, he says. Okay.
Not anymore, but
Zach, what about you?
Well, I am a fan of Hush for best villain. I love that guy. He's also one of my favorite storylines.
I love Hush.
Hush was amazing.
Oh, so
And
good.
I'm trying to think. The worst villain name would have to be Bushman. It just, I don't know. It's just like one of those things that was very off-putting. It sounds both racist and perverted. So,
What is it, Wooshman?
Bushman.
Oh, Bushman. Oh,
Bushman.
jeez.
Oh dear.
Yeah, I saw that. I'm like,
Mhm.
yeah, because all the mainstream villains are actually like pretty cool names, like you said, Magneto and Hush, but no, Bushman. He went to the side for a reason, I think. And
Does he dress like a bush? Like a shrub?
Careful.
just as like a shrub.
Okay, anyway, moving on. Sorry, did you have other ones?
No.
Okay.
That was the crowning achievement on that.
All right. Mark.
Well, for the best, I'm a fan of any name that is just straight to the point. You know, like Superman, Spider-Man, Batman, anything where you hear the name, you know exactly what you're going to get. You hear Spider-Man, you know you're not going to get a guy that acts like a hyena. You're going to get a guy that has spider powers. So anything that's just simple, straight to the point is the best. The worst, I had to cheat on this, and I think, Jeff, I'm reading the same Crave article that you are.
Oh shit!
You're going to
steal mine, you fucker.
It probably is, because this is just the stupidest thing I've ever heard. There's a superhero or a super thing called Super Moby Dick of Space. And it's just this big whale with like bat wings, and its powers are the size of 5 spaceships, can travel through space at hyperspeeds. The more it eats, the larger it gets, and can transform one type of energy to another. And it is a great. Someone Google Super Moby Dick of Space, quick.
I saw the picture of it in the article. It's disturbing.
I'm gonna do it.
Amazing.
Isn't he a Lovecraft character?
I
think he is.
Like, really? Seriously?
No.
Oh.
Right after Cthulhu, they came out with that one. It didn't work as well.
I couldn't see your face because I was looking at the Super Moby Dick of Space, so I just kind of heard that out of the corner of my ears, Eric. So I thought maybe you were serious for a minute. It was a Lovecraft story. I never.
Oh my God! I'm looking at him. Wow, that is so weird.
Yeah.
All right, that actually was not the one I was going to take, Mark, so I'm glad you chose that one.
I want to start reading these comics now. Go ahead.
Thank you to Crave Online, by the way, for this article. Also, they've actually done a story on Super.com, so thank you to them as well. So my best are 2 supervillains came to mind. One is Apocalypse, because, like, seriously, for a supervillain, what is like a better name than Apocalypse?
The end of the world, yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And he's a badass. The other one is a villain I've always liked a lot, Dr. Doom. And there's 2 reasons this name is cool. Number one, any name with Doctor in the title, I think automatically is cool. Number one, it makes you seem like you're super smart, right, and like a genius. Even though if you're not a doctor at all, you just put that in your name and you're good to go. And then Doom, that's great, right? If you're a villain, okay, I'm a doctor and I'm also bringing Doom. Perfect.
See, simple.
Yeah.
Simple.
In one comic, the dude became a planet that only a Phoenix gun could take care of, and Wolverine took care of it. So.
Oh, all right. I didn't know that.
Yeah, and then now they're killing him off. So whatever.
So for the worst, from this Crave Online article, I think he was number 2 on their list of the worst name ever. So the name is very much, Mark, it is, I guess, simple because it's exactly what he does. He's called Arm Fall Off Boy.
Yeah.
and what he does is I think he's a hero, actually. He's a hero, but he detaches one of his arms, and then he beats the villain up with his detached arm. Now, I'm sure this is much easier than just punching him with your arm attached to your... Right, he could just punch them with his arm attached, but he detaches the arm and bats him with it.
Wait, but does it fall off randomly?
No, he pulls it off.
So why would he be called? What's his name again?
Arm Fall Off Boy. I guess it should be.
It doesn't fall off. See, that's just a misnomer. That's what
arm
that is.
Detached boy. I don't know.
Detach arm boy or something like that. Bludgeon you to death with my own arm. I mean all of these would work, but it doesn't just fall off.
Right.
It's very practical. You have a weapon with you at all times.
Yeah, except if you get knocked down or.
True.
Right. Right. They joked in the article if he takes, you just wait for him to take his leg off and then he can't fight you anymore because he falls down.
Aw, poor your arm fall off, boy.
So on Twitter, Martin Smith from the series Abigail says Stiltman from Daredevil might be the worst ever. So I'm going to guess he uses stilts, that guy. I'm not really sure. But okay, here's the best tweet so far for this question. Dezzles tweets in, the best is Darkstar.
Oh.
And the worst is Captain Amazing.
Oh. Oh, man. That hurts.
Anything,
awesome.
hashtag teasing, hashtag but seriously Darkstar. Thank you, Dezzles. Very good. Brad Fay sneaks in a tweet. Magneto equals bad. Sinestro equals badass. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't know.
good.
But he likes Sinestro, is what he's saying, I think. All right, cool. So very good. That's good choices, everybody. Let's see. So now we're gonna do. We got some news coming up. We're gonna talk Star Wars Episode 7. You know that you might have heard about that a couple of days ago. Some casting news. We're gonna do a new game. One true pairing that Giselle and Diane will take us through in a little bit, and we're probably gonna have some very strange romantic pairings for that game. But let's talk to Eric and Zach right now. And we're going to show you some of their work and have them talk about stuff. So Zach, you want to start? Why don't you start? I guess talk about any projects you have going on, anything you want to talk about. I'll start sharing some of your art and do that.
Okay. Well, right now I have a comic book. It's going to be a graphic novel. It's like a 3-piece story. It's this story called Assault, and basically what it is, it's based off a actual person. My writer had a friend. His name was Tim, and he was a Marine. He served in Iraq a couple of times, and he died on leave. And he got into a motorcycle accident, and he always wanted to be in a comic book. So we ended up writing a comic book about him, and actually it's the classic Zeus is basically ruling the entire world, and he is the only person that can actually go ahead and bring it down, because he's the chosen one that can handle, he's the human that can handle a god weapon to go ahead and slay a god. And then that's the whole premise. And he's recruited by Ares, who found out about him through the Fates and has been hunting him down for like 500 years. Finally found him, and he's going to start a revolution. So it's a 3-piece right there. Actually, that's Ares in his armor, actually walking away from Zeus, because Ares was his #1 enforcer. You know, if you went against Zeus, obviously Ares is going to drop by and handle business. But his morals was actually compromised, and he actually had to leave, and he left his father, and that was him walking away, off to consult with the Fates and to find Tim and bring the fall of Olympus within 3 books. A lot of blood, a lot of adult stuff. It's gonna be a lot of fun drawing it. It's a cool story. Yeah.
Nice.
Pretty nice. Yeah.
Very cool.
It's good.
Thank you.
I like it. Very good.
Yeah. Hopefully we can get that to see the light of day. That right there, that tattoo, that was a tattoo I did for my friend EJ. I don't know if he's watching right now, but yeah, it's actually a 30 by 15 piece I did, and it's basically just all of his favorite characters on there. It was complete labor of love. I mean, it took a long time, but I mean, it was so much fun doing it. I love DC.
That's beautiful.
That's cool.
Thank you.
So obviously we got Batman. Is that Deathstroke?
Yes.
Now, who's the girl?
Starfire.
Oh, and the guy on the bottom?
Red Hood, and then there's Arsenal.
Yeah. Oh, yep, I see him there.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's wonderful.
Thank you.
That's really cool.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you. Yeah, it was a lot of fun doing that. I got to geek out a lot.
Sorry, guys. I'm just trying to grab another one here.
Ooh.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's another tattoo design. I've been doing tattoos lately. That is a whole collage of video games and characters that one of my friends likes. So he had me throw in Darth Vader. He had me throw in Dax. Yeah, I mean, throwing a whole bunch of guys in there. He likes Spider-Man, so I did the webbing in the back. So, again, complete labor of love, but it's one of those things where you just can't back away. It was so much fun doing it. It's. I think that was like a 2 foot, 2 by 8 tattoo. So.
Mark, I love how close you just put your head to the screen.
Trying to get a good look at it, yeah.
That's what I want. I want people to look at it, and I'll be like, shh, whatever.
Getting old. Oh, well, hold on a second.
Oh, hey, Mark, who's that?
There we go.
Hello.
Oh,
that's our own Dark Star right there from Zack.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, I'm not supposed to like her.
I'm not supposed to like her. But, yeah.
That's a fine drawing.
That is. No, it's a lot of fun drawing her. So.
Yeah, thanks, man. I love that one. That's awesome.
Good. Yeah.
All right, now let's share the old super geeked up drawing Zack did for us, which we've got on all our promotional stuff, which is really awesome.
Thank you. Yeah, that was.
There it is.
That was a good time. I'm just gonna say that was like flat out awesome. I mean, it was just like I totally love the lightsaber thing. I love the Matrix stuff going on. I mean, I'm a huge comic book geek myself, so I mean. The Batmobile, the comic book reading, all that stuff was just on point. I just loved it. It was a lot of fun doing that one.
Yeah, we tried to kind of work in all of our separate loves, geeky stuff. So Star Wars for me, and Nicole's doing her Matrix Trinity thing.
Jumping over the top.
Yeah. Diane's reading a comic book, and Giselle was playing with her Batmobile.
Oh, okay. That's Batmobile. I thought she was just being lazy, like on the
Thanks, Mark.
club.
She's taking a nap.
Oh,
I'm just like, have fun, guys. I'm just gonna sleep down here.
She's like, that's my favorite geeky thing to do, sleep.
Sleeping's awesome.
All right, so now probably haven't talked a whole lot about it on this show, but I have a new series in the works, which is about a female time cop, so time travel sci-fi series that I'm excited about. Zack has been doing some concept work for us, and this is the first drawing he did of her. Her name's Alina.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's kind of the future outfit there, this is a kick-ass drawing.
Yeah.
And who did you? You know what? I wasn't super familiar with the actress you kind of use as your reference, but I looked her up afterwards. You want to talk about?
We're not supposed to say that it's based off of anybody.
Okay, no, never mind. It's based off of your own imagination.
Yeah.
I mean,
First rule of Fight Club. First rule of Fight Club.
I can't give away trade secrets.
Okay. Cool. All right. Anyway, it's awesome.
No, thank you.
Now let me share one last one with Zack, and then we'll go to Eric. And then this one actually he just sent to me right before the show started. And so this is the same character from that show, and he's basically doing some like different, her in different eras, right? So different outfits from time period she's going to travel to. So this is a little old Wild West here.
Nice.
Stuff, yeah.
Very cool.
Right.
Ooh.
There you go. All right, Giselle likes that one. Cool. Yeah. I dig that one a lot. All right, cool. Very nice. All right, awesome. Thank you, sir. Awesome work.
Thank you. Some good times.
All right, so yes, please give him a round of applause. Very nice.
Very good work, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
So Lou Torres, or Torres, however you say his name, friend of yours, Zack, I believe, says you still owe him a tattoo drawing.
Tell him to message me. Tell him, I'll get. Dude, text me now.
Text her after the show.
I will hook you up. Don't worry, though.
And then Dezel says that Dark Star droid is incredible.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah.
All right, sweet. All right, Eric. What do you talk about? Some of your? You got multiple things going on, I think. But what do you talk about? Some of your
excitement never stops. But I don't know what you want to start with.
Start with whatever you want. Whatever you want.
Well, I guess I'll just start with me personally. I just started my.
No, we don't want to hear about your person. I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
God, yeah. But I just started my Art of Hutch blog, so just trying to give a little inspiration to artists in the struggle, and trying to keep everybody motivated because it's really hard, to to deal with all the anxiety and the depression that comes along with trying to be a successful artist, you know. So I just kind of want to have something like that going. My main company is In Beyond Studios, and I originally met Jeff it was Boston Comic Con, right? We met up?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Absolutely.
he came over. He bought one of them picture I did of Michonne, and from The Walking Dead. And after that, we just, you know, just stayed in touch. I wound up doing a piece for Dark Star, and it came out pretty good. So I don't know if you have those.
I do. Yeah, I'm gonna show them. I'm trying to load them up. Sorry.
And for my main company, In Beyond Studios, so I've been running that for the past 3 or 4 years, and it's basically a platform for like all independent artists and comic book creators to, you know, be able to get their stuff out there, or, you know, complete it to another level. So that's the first project that we got out. We started in 2011. The first official issue came out in 2012, and we're working on the series. We're trying to build it up to a graphic novel level. But a little bit of backstory on it. I'm originally from New Orleans, and I went through Katrina, and the major thing that I experienced was, you know, how do you deal with loss like that? Because I lost family members. I lost, you know, not just, you know, things, and, you know, the things that you come to, you know, get used to in life. You start to get comfortable in a certain position, in a certain place, and you think things are going your way, and then, you know, something happens that totally shakes, you know, your entire ground. So, you know, I took that energy from that and started to think of this character. I said it's kind of like a gothic, you know, horror type of story. There's these crazy creatures called the Revenant, and they're an evolving type of creature. So they start off kind of zombie-ish, and then as they feed and grow, they become more beast-like werewolves and that kind of stuff. So they have an evolutionary process to them, which is something I hadn't seen before. And you know, so I just wanted to take those concepts of, you know, constant loss, and then how do you adapt? How do you keep surviving? Why would someone choose to keep pushing through something when they feel they've lost so much? So that's the basis for that one.
I have that issue too that we showed. It's awesome.
Yeah, that's a pretty good one. It's I only have 500 of those. We put it out on Comixology. We got accepted, which I was really excited about. That's a Michonne piece that Jeff picked up. I did that one a while back, and I actually got her to sign it.
Nice.
Wow.
It was pretty cool. So I gave her one, and I signed it, and then she gave one back to me with it signed, and it was awesome. I met them at Wizard World, New York City. I think they only did that 1 year. I don't think they went back after the last one. They didn't want to compete with New York Comic Con, I guess.
Yeah.
So, and that's a piece I did. Daryl Dixon, Walking Dead. Got him to sign that one too. So
that's awesome.
That's a smart way to get people's signatures, actually.
Yeah, well, that's what I saw. I didn't think about it. One of my friends came up to me. Actually, it was the guy. What's his name? He was in Weird Science, and then he was in this Stephen King series. I forgot what.
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about. Anthony.
Yeah, Anthony. Yeah, he came up to my table, and like this was literally right after. I don't know. It was just really weird. He came up to the table. He was like, "Man, I'm seeing your stuff everywhere," and I'm like, "Man, you look so familiar. Who are you?" And it was just. But he was like, "Why don't you go ask them to sign it?" And I was like, oh, "Okay." And I went up there, and I didn't even know who he was until after. They were like, "Hey, who just told you to go do that, right?" So I had a total moment after, but it was pretty cool. It was really
awesome.
Good idea. And yeah, and that's a Dark Star that I wound up doing after I met Jeff. And
yeah, awesome. I love this one too. It's awesome.
I appreciate it, man.
That's really cool.
Sweet. All right, there we go. There's a bunch of awesome artwork for our. Thanks, guys, and thank you both, Eric and Zach, for doing super knocked up stuff. That's really awesome, and for Zach also doing now the new series stuff, which I love that stuff. Thanks, guys. Hey, where can Eric? Did you give out some links already? Where can people check you
Yeah,
out?
I have my links. I mean, I'm pretty much everywhere at Imbion for the main studio and at Art of Hutch, pretty much for everything else, and Imbion.com. So
Cool.
it's pretty straightforward.
All right, Zach, where can, like, one or two places people can find you?
Facebook, it's Zack Rezendes. I have my own website, zackrezendes.com. I got Twitter, punkpenciler25. You can keep in touch with me on there. DeviantArt is Zachariah Rezendes. That's my full name. But, I mean, it's basically just Zack Rezendes all down the board. I'm pretty much everywhere. So, yeah.
All right, awesome. Cool. Thanks, guys. All right, we're gonna get to some news, some games, some more geeky questions in a minute. But let's have Diane tell people about Defective Geeks.
Defective Geeks is a blog that I run with a bunch of other girls, including Giselle, and we have a weekly podcast where, it's mostly ladies because when we first started like 5 years ago, we wanted to bring the perspective of girls who like nerdy things into the internet. And we started a podcast, and now we have a weekly podcast where we just talk about things that interest us, current news, a lot of feminism, which a lot of other dudes doesn't like, but whatever. But we have fun, and we're also very silly, and we do fun stuff. So please check it out, defectivegeeks.com.
All right, awesome. Mark, tell people about our series, Super Knocked Up.
Super Knocked Up is a web series about a female supervillain who you've just seen. There go my headphones. You've just seen drawings of. Our two guests did some wonderful artwork. That's Darkstar, and she gets a little bit pregnant. You can be a little bit pregnant. And it happens because my character, does the knocking up, and they're arch enemies. They're mortal enemies, but they have to figure out how to raise this baby together. And it's a very funny show, and there's a lot of action and heart and comedy and warmth and all that other stuff that you will find in a Jeff Burns production.
Oh, thank you. Thanks, man.
Yeah.
All right. And with that, I think Mark is going to bid us adieu.
Well, I'll do the Star Wars news.
All right. Yes. Okay. Good. I actually do want to hear your take on that.
Yeah, I'll do that, and then I'll scoot after that.
All right. Very good. So we are going to talk Star Wars Episode 7 in just a minute. If you're watching the recorded version of this, we're going to take a commercial break right now. See you in a second. All right. So yes, news. I think on 2 days ago they released the Episode 7 casting news, and there was that awesome. Actually, I have that. I'm going to share that too. Photo. Basically the table read. They weren't on a table, but like all the actors reading the script. So let me go find that photo. All right, Mark, I'll start with you. What? So thoughts on I don't know, whatever you want to talk about, on the actors, on whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I can't believe they've actually. I mean, well, they haven't really kept it under wraps because I guess all these people were either rumored or practically confirmed. But I guess they start shooting in a couple weeks, and I can't believe they pretty much kept it, the official news, under wraps anyway until yesterday. But I mean, my initial reaction is I like a lot of these people. I mean, I'm a huge Max von Sydow fan. Mm-hmm. I like Oscar Isaac a lot. He's done a lot of movies I really enjoyed lately. Andy Serkis. Adam Driver is a new actor. I really enjoy his stuff. The guy, John Boyega, was in a movie called Attack the Block, which if you haven't seen it, you should check it out. It's amazing. So I don't know if this news has changed the emotional file that this movie is under, which is cautiously optimistic. Mm-hmm. But I like most of the people that have been cast here. Although there were some great actors cast in the prequels, and look how that turned out. But I also don't know how I feel about the original cast returning, but that's for a whole other bunch of reasons that I don't want to get into right now. But I don't know. I'm cautiously optimistic, and the cast has, I'm digging so far.
So Mark, I like first off how you said you have an emotional file.
Emotional file. I was
So in your brain, like you have all these files you put
Dude.
things away in.
Rip, rip.
So you know what? I'm very excited to see this picture with everybody together. Like this gets me very, very excited. And you know what's interesting? I think Mark and everybody is that. I mean, the new actors though. Like I looked them all up on IMDb. Most of them, particularly like the younger ones, have not been in much at all. I actually like that they're going kind of with more unknown people. I think that's cool. Now for me, Mark, though, actually, to be honest with you, seeing Harrison Ford, Carrie Fisher, Mark Hamill, Anthony Daniels, everybody in the same room again. I don't know, dude. That just kind of really moved me. And be like, that's awesome.
It
Again.
definitely rubs the nostalgia bone. That sounds apologize for that.
Should that be another bad supervillain?
Yeah, rubs the nostalgia bone.
Do it.
Nostalgia bone.
Nostalgia bone rubber.
You know what I mean, though.
Yeah. No, I totally agree with you guys because there was something about seeing that picture yesterday that all of a sudden this sense of nostalgia came over me, and like I felt like I was a kid again. Just like the fact that this is a reality. It's official.
Yeah.
Right.
What, Zach? What do you?
I absolutely love it. I love the fact that they're all back together, just for the same reasons. It's like I actually geeked out with my old roommate for a while today about this whole thing, and like Mark said before, it's you're cautious. It's like you want to believe that it's going to be awesome, and I seriously think that JJ can't go wrong right now, only because it's like he's not rebooting the whole series like he did with Star Trek. He's taking what already existed and is making it more, he's advancing the story. So you can't erase what Luke did. You can't erase what Han did and Darth's impact on everybody. You can't do that. So he can just move forward. And there's absolutely, he could kill Mark off in the first movie, and then people would be like, all right, if it's justified, then we'll accept it. Be upset, we'll accept it. It's not like, he'll blow up an entire planet. It's not like he'll blow up, Tatooine instead of Alderaan. It's like, I have faith. I think in seeing that picture, it did bring a smile on my face. I did get all giddy, and it was just like I felt like, it'll be something I could take my boy to go see and be like, look at this, Luke's back, and he'll love it. That's something that I'm really looking forward to. But
awesome. And you're right. There was something about that picture, like just how you were saying too. I don't know. It's like that made it like really real.
Yeah.
Like, it's like the picture just made it so much more like, oh my God, it's awesome.
Yeah.
Right. Like as Zach was just saying, like just like this giddy feeling came over me, and I felt like I was a kid again. I wanted to start playing with my toy lightsabers and pretending I'm a Jedi. Like I felt like I was a kid again, and just like this level of excitement, this childlike enthusiasm.
Yep.
I still pretend I'm a Jedi every day, actually, so it's all good.
It's good. Keep it up.
Yeah.
Keep it
Every
up.
time you walk into a Kmart.
Eric, what do you think?
Well, I mean, I'm definitely optimistic about it just because JJ is a very character-driven type director. So I just love to see what he's going to do with the series. Probably the most excited about just seeing the interaction of the Solo family. You know what I mean? Like that is going to be some funny stuff at the very least. So I'm just looking forward to seeing that part along.
So do you guys think, because as far as I know they haven't confirmed this, do you guys think it's definitely going to be Jake and Jaina?
Yes.
Solo?
Yes. Yeah, it's going to be them. It has to be. I mean, there's really no other way. There's
that's what I'm assuming.
No continuity, like, with the books and stuff like that. They have to do it.
I heard though, didn't Lucasfilm just say that I'm sorry. Are those?
Those are from
universe?
the extended universe books. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they just said that the extended universe isn't going to be.
No, they're not using those at all.
They're not going to utilize anything from the extended universe.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I think I'm pretty sure they would. They
So
just
much for that theory.
Yeah.
That kind of breaks my heart a little bit.
Yeah, I think
They're such cool characters.
Yeah. I you know, they could change their minds, or maybe
it's like a con thing.
They're pulling a J.J. Abrams.
Yeah, maybe it's a con thing. That's what it is.
It's not con, guys.
It's not con. It's not going to be con, guys. Totally not going to be con.
Definitely, no.
So they're not using it.
Right, exactly.
Definitely
So
not.
everyone will go when they say their names, and it turns out, that's the way Abrams does it.
Diane, thoughts to add to this?
I don't know. I mean, I'm kind of neutral when it comes to the new Star Wars stuff. Like, I'm waiting until I see the movie to even judge. Because I've become that person, like, instead of being, like, nerd raging or doing anything emotionally destructive, I'm just like, I'll just wait for the movie before I judge either way. So.
You're not rubbing your nostalgia bone.
Diane's always rubbing her
No,
bone.
I really want to see a really, like, Harrison Ford just being himself, like, just a cranky asshole who's just like,
That was a good impression.
Wait a minute.
That was eerie. That was eerie.
Falcon, you darn kids.
Wait, so you think it's going to be a really cranky Han Solo? I don't want to see a cranky Han Solo.
I don't think he's going to be cranky. I think he's just going to be like...
cranky, though.
But, well, yeah, but he was cranky in like a fun way, in a humorous way, you know?
He was like ultra witty.
Yeah, how can you not be cranky? I think that's a must.
Yeah. But it's Harrison Ford. He's just...
Well, I know. I think we're thinking of Harrison Ford the person as cranky, which is true.
But all of his characters can be cranky too. That's.
And I just want to see Carrie Fisher just be super, super snarky like she is in real life.
Right.
So you basically just want them to play themselves.
Yeah. More interesting that way. Because I don't want to see old Leia, old Han, and old Luke. It's just awkward. It's like watching the Indiana Jones movie, the last one. It's like, oh, you are old.
Don't worry, no. Right.
Okay, Zach.
On Twitter, @GeekTrooper says, when I asked about, are you excited? What do you guys think of the Star Wars news? He says, so far exciting. All right, he's ready. Honky Tonk Buffalo says, with Star Wars VII, Andy Serkis will now just have to do Star Trek, and he'll have done the biggest 3 sci-fi fantasy franchises out there. So there you go. Well, maybe Abrams will put on Star Trek now, too, after this.
Ooh.
And let's see. Oh, and Tara at 1TeraRod says, "Oh, Mark Fazula pulls out the bone."
Yep. Happens every show.
No wonder we lose viewers halfway through the show.
At least you shoot from the waist up. That's.
Yeah. You have no idea what's going on. Yeah, out of camera view.
You only knew.
All right, everybody,
growing up.
One quick thing before you go, Mark. So did you guys hear that? All right, so we knew a Justice League movie was in the works, but a few days ago it was confirmed that Zack Snyder has been signed on to the Justice League movie. Well, so now this means it actually is happening, and they're actually shooting it back-to-back with Superman-Batman movie, which was, I didn't know that before this either.
Really?
So it's definitely going to be made, and also it sounds like it's going to be released not that far after then Superman Batman, if they're shooting back to back, then maybe a year later or something. Would make sense. Sorry, what was that, Eric?
No. You know how they can do that, right?
How they can do what?
How they can shoot it so quickly and have it still work, time-wise?
Because all the same characters are in each one.
Well, no. What's going to actually happen is the amount of film that's actually needed to record, and then Snyder's going to run everything in slow motion. So the entire movie is going to be slow-mo. That's how it works. That's the trick.
That makes sense now.
It's like 15 minutes of
that makes
film, but the entire movie is like an hour and something long, all slow
Right.
motion. It's gonna
Fighting.
be wonderful. I can't
Good
wait.
trilogy.
Punching in slow motion.
Yeah, just everything.
Brushing his teeth in slow motion.
Like that.
Just like that.
Cool. I look forward to it. It will be amazing.
So part of me, I've been wanting a Justice League movie for a very long time, so I'm very excited that it's finally happening. Again, as I said in the show, I'd be much more excited if somebody besides Zack Snyder was directing it. Just because I've given him so many shots now, man. I've seen all his movies, and I'm not convinced he knows how to tell a story. He's great in visuals, and so I really wish Ben Affleck, for example, was directing this movie, who's playing Batman, or many other people. So I don't know. So I'm kind of torn now.
Yeah.
Zach?
Yeah.
And if you love Zack Snyder, please go ahead if you love Zack Snyder.
I like the name, but I mean, I love the 300. That was just amazing. But
300's the best.
yeah, it was. I mean, that was like, almost Matrix-y, like the way that he was doing like all the high contrast and the slow motion mixed in with the fast pace and stuff like that. That was really cool. But then, it came, poured out really quick, But yeah, I think. All right, the Man of Steel, the first Man of Steel, it wasn't that bad if you go in there for a popcorn flick. If you're not trying to go ahead and make it like, you're comparing it to Christopher Reeves and you're comparing it to all the rest of them, and you're not trying to be like, this is how it's supposed to go. He created like an ultimate universe type Superman. So I just went in there, I'm like, okay, all right, I get it. Whatever. Let's see him fly. Let's, taking down Zod in the middle of the street and leveling the entire place was just amazing. I like that.
You took the red pill.
The visual, yeah. I mean, it was just the visuals was amazing. But when it comes to like the Justice League and the casting, don't even get me started on that.
All right, we won't get you started.
But what the thing is like the Marvel universe got it down pat. Like they built up like from the beginning, from the get-go, they were Easter egging everybody, and then they put it together in the Avengers movie. That's why it was so big. Now it's like they're kind of, I feel like they're trying to play catch up in general. And,
They totally are.
And it's like, so much potential. I mean, such a good concept. I mean, everybody wants it. Batman versus Superman, I geeked out huge. I was like, oh my god. But then, everything, the casting and all that stuff is very controversial. But, yeah, I think I'm going to give him the benefit of a doubt. I'm going to say, okay, I'm going to give it a shot. I'm just going to, let's see how it unfolds, because, the casting so far, namely Ben Affleck, but people were saying the same thing about Heath Ledger. There were like 10 things I hate about you. He's going to be the Joker, and then It's like he just killed it. So maybe Ben Affleck's going to be, probably one of the best Batman we've ever known.
He is. Ben Affleck's going to be amazing.
Yeah. I mean, he's probably going to be the next National Treasure. But other than that, it's like. I don't know.
All right. Giselle, what do you think?
Very similar to Zach. I did enjoy Man of Steel, although my favorite Zack Snyder movie is 300 because, yeah, as far as visuals
I can't
are
imagine
concerned,
why you love 300 so much.
it's a great story about people overcoming oppression, Jeff. I don't know why you're being so sarcastic. But I did enjoy Man of Steel. I like Gal Gadot that they've cast as Wonder Woman, and more than anything, I'm looking forward to finally seeing Wonder Woman on the big screen.
Mm-hmm.
So as far as the Justice League movie is concerned, I know she's going to cameo in Batman vs. Superman, and I'm just hoping that once Justice League comes around, they don't screw up Wonder Woman, because if Zack Snyder screws up Wonder Woman, I'm going to be really pissed off and be like, damn it! You had one job! Don't fuck up Wonder Woman. So That more than anything is what I'm, hoping goes well.
So, if Giselle was head of the studio, that would have been her mandate to Zack Snyder. You have one job. Don't fuck up Wonder Woman.
Seriously, no, I would have been the CEO in my little Game of Thrones chair, like, all right, Snyder, listen right now. Don't screw this up. This is my childhood, man.
Yeah.
There's a lot of nostalgia bone rubbing today. That's
Childhoods are all on the line.
It's a theme tonight, apparently.
Yeah.
Here, let's get Mark's thoughts, and then I know he has to go. So, Mark, what do you?
Yeah, I mean, I was. There was a time I was a huge Zack Snyder fan. I still consider Watchmen a really great movie. And his earlier stuff, his older stuff is better than his new stuff.
It is. I think his Dawn of the Dead, one of his first movies, is still his best one. To be honest with you, that's my favorite Zack Snyder film. Yeah.
But man of Steel really just fell apart. I actually enjoyed it while I was watching it in the theater, and then it just. I think it's just a mess. It's not a terrible movie by any means, but it's just it's not what I wanted. And I'm willing to give him a chance. I think he's a great visual artist. I think somewhere deep inside him, he has it in him to tell the story. I don't even know what the story's going to be. Justice League. I'm a terrible geek because I can't even remember who was in the Justice League. But I'm kind of just like meh. All right. I don't know what emotional file to put this movie on. Kind of like indifferent.
It's no bone territory. None involved.
There's no bone rubbing here.
All right, and with that, I think Mark is going to say goodbye.
Limp bone. All right. I'm done. Have a good night. Thank you for coming on, guys. Your artwork is amazing, and good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you
very much.
All right.
Good night.
See you, Mark. All right. So we're going to hear from Eric and Diane. Eric Ertz, that's Navi Robot. Hey, Eric. He weighs in. 300 is visually amazing. Watchmen director cut was excellent. Here comes the most controversial part of this tweet. I enjoyed Sucker Punch. Dawn of the Dead was brilliant. I don't even know how to respond to that Sucker Punch, Eric. So I just won't. But I guess he's a big Zack Snyder fan. What I'm getting from that. So Eric, I'm just gonna take it you're probably excited for Justice League movie. It's good. By the way, Diane, Eric also wants to know. I know the answer to this. He says, not to change the subject, but I keep wanting to ask if Diane is using a DSLR for her webcam. Amazing depth of field.
Oh, no, I'm not. I'm using Google Hangout effects to make myself look better.
Right. That's actually how, just when Diane walks around in person, actually, she has depth of field around her all the time. That's how she just normally looks.
Everything just blurs automatically around me.
Yeah.
It's true. If I don't stand close enough to her, I become blurry too. If I'm hanging out with her, it's really annoying.
So, Eric, what are you excited about Justice League? Not excited? What do you think?
Look, as long as it doesn't have a lot of phallic symbols in it, I'm good. I'll keep it simple. No rising dildos and all that kind of stuff. Just don't get it wrong. You're good. I don't have a problem with it.
There's a phallic ratio.
Yeah, exactly. There's a limit. Everybody has.
There's so many dogs allowed in the movie.
I understand that.
All right. And Diane, what about you?
I mean, I don't know. I think it's safe to have Zack Snyder do a Justice League movie, and doing a Justice League movie is going to guarantee, people throwing their money at the theater just because, people would want to see that no matter what. Like the Batman-Superman movie. Even if it sucks, it's going to make billions because people are like, Batman and Superman, take my money, I have to see if this is bad or not. People are going to go see it. But, I mean, why not? Just Zack Snyder. He's fine. He's bad, but he's not the worst.
Yeah.
He's not M. Night Shyamalan.
What a twist!
Like, yeah, I mean, hopefully with David Goyer in the background writing the scripts and stuff, it's
Is Goyer writing the scripts?
Yes. Well, I think he's writing it, and I think Affleck was in charge of a rewrite, if I recall.
Okay, if those two things are true, that gives me a lot of hope, actually.
Yeah, see, that's what, because at first, when the details were announced for Batman versus Superman, I was pretty trepidatious, but then once I heard about that, I thought, okay, those two coming together to write it, I like that.
You know, Snyder's not short when it comes to visual stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So if he can bring in his visual, and someone else can bring in their, you know, writing strength, then maybe it will be at least a fun movie to watch.
That's awesome. That's awesome that Affleck's taking a hand at the right. That's fantastic news.
Yeah. Yeah, Affleck's a big Batman fan, so
yeah,
he's a big comic fan in general. Yeah.
Exactly. So he knows his stuff.
I know he didn't agree to Batman until like the script was up to his standards.
Mm-hmm.
So.
All right. Yeah.
So there might be hope, but we'll just have to see, I guess.
All right. And by the way, Giselle also bringing out the big words here, like we were talking about before the show, Eric, right? Trepidatious.
Exactly. Non sequitur.
Yeah, non sequitur. Ubiquitous. Eric at Snobby Robot says, I like Zack Snyder, but he's a little too style over substance for me to call myself a big fan. That's exactly my problem with him. He's style and not enough substance. Let's see here. What else we got on Twitter? Talking about Star Wars, Honky Tonk Buffalo says Mark Hamill is now the same age that Alec Guinness was when A New Hope was filmed. So yeah,
bravo. Good call.
Yeah. And Tara tweets in, I agree with Giselle. Need these strong women portrayed on screen. It can be done.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. I agree too.
Yep.
All right. So very good. All right. So let's go. It's game time. Ooh, that's exciting. All right. So yes. Oh boy. We're in for a treat. I'm sure. So we're going to turn this over to the game mistresses, Diane and Giselle, who have come up with this game called One True Pairing. So I will let them explain.
Go ahead, Giselle.
All right, One True Pairing. So we created this game, and the idea is Diane and we've picked a genre, and in this case it's Disney themed, and we have two characters, a character per round, and our guests come along with characters in mind, Disney themed as well, but we don't know what each other's characters are. So what will happen is we're going to say our characters, they're going to say their characters.
One character from us that's going to be paired with each of you guys' pick. Like if you, like for example, if we picked Mickey Mouse and your character ended up like, I don't know, Aladdin, then you're going to have to tell us why your character would pair better with our character.
Why they would be the best couple, the one true pairing. So whoever has the best argument as to who is the best couple wins.
You can tell us a story of how they met.
Yeah, I mean,
fell in love and why they're gonna live happily ever after.
Oh yeah.
Stories.
Details are appreciated. Yes. So if you have,
I love the look at our guest faces right now.
All right. Okay.
I'm just ready.
I think we'll handle it.
So I think
Right.
shouldn't we give our characters first so we can't choose them?
Yes, you give your characters first.
Okay, so each of us are going to pick one character. So I'll let the guests go first. So in case they have mine, I'll have to be the one who changes. I actually have 3 characters on my roster here I can choose from.
Okay.
I think it'll be good.
Wonderful. Fabulous.
But, so Eric, who character would you like to choose from Disney?
This was really difficult for me. But I think I'm gonna have to go with Ariel. That's a little
Okay.
Wait, who was that?
All right.
Who was it?
Ariel, the little.
Oh, Ariel, the Little Mermaid. Okay.
Yeah.
Zach?
I just feel like being an absolute tool and saying like Nala or something like that.
Yeah, I was tempted to do like an animal, and then I was like,
Yeah.
I can't.
We didn't specify it had to be human, just a Disney character, so that's a fine choice,
Bestiality, all that kind of stuff. It's good to
Yeah,
go.
why not? We're talking about rubbing bones and bestiality.
Exactly. This whole episode is taking your entire, you know what I mean? It's just taking a dip in
It's going Jerry Springer
content.
at standard. You know, it's like
It's all Mark's fault. He keeps talking about his damn bone all the time.
All right, Jeff. Who is your character?
All right, so I'm going to go with. I'm gonna go with her. I'm gonna go with Mulan.
Okay.
There you
All right,
Now,
everyone.
now watch it be a girl, by the way, guys, that they're gonna choose.
Hey,
Which is okay, actually. I'm prepared for this. So.
You have chosen your characters wisely. Now, you guys need to come up with how your characters.
Kind of like a dating game. Like, we have
By the way, wait, we have a tweet in already. Eric at Snobby Robot says, "This game looks like an upcoming train wreck, Jeff. I'm glued to my seat."
I
agree.
to big reveal to sell.
Pardon me?
Reveal it, the character.
All right, guys, you got to come up with a way that your character is the one true pairing with the Beast from Beauty and the Beast.
Oh, you know what? You know what sucks? Belle was one of my other alternates I was going to choose. What? All right, it's fine.
Oh.
Gotta listen to your gut, Jeff.
I know that would have been way too easy, though. That would have been like unfair. So.
Jeff, you go first.
Wait, I'm tweeting right now. So sorry. Go with somebody else. I'm tweeting this out to the fans.
Eric, would you like to go first?
I guess I don't really have a choice at this point. Everybody else just stayed really quiet and, you know.
Head down,
I'm
looking
not
away.
tweeting. Okay, I can't do that right now.
That's what you get for being bold.
That's my excuse all the time. Yeah.
Well, you know, I think first of all, you know, they met on a beach, you know, as things tend to happen that way. And, you know, they had a lot in common. And not many people, you know, transform through different, you know, types of existence in this life. You know, the Beast being the kind of person he was, you know, and having to be transformed the way, you know, the way he ultimately became, I think was just a horrible experience for him just because he was an asshole. I don't think he needs to be, you know, put into that kind of situation for being an asshole. And the transformation that you know, Ariel went through was because, you know, she was naive. Why should you have to go through all of that just because you were a little naive? And they, you know, discussed this after she found a way to do sign language in Beast style. It was a whole thing. And then what wound up happening was that, you know, they identified with that and they thought that, you know, their god, aka Disney, aka, you know, whoever you want to call it, just was a little cruel to them unnecessarily. And they found that strength in their relationship because of it. I think that's enough. I'm done.
You're going to drop the mic.
Drop the mic.
Done.
Yeah,
Drop the mic.
Now I'm like Eminem. I'm froze. I'm like, the 313 is now looking at me.
All right. Well done, Eric.
That was impressive. That was impressive.
I've been
yeah,
married
I
for
was-
9 years.
Are you a writer?
I better be good at these kind of stories.
Are you a writer too? Is that what it is?
Yep.
Well, I'm just an artist, so.
All right, Jeff.
Yeah, Jeff,
All
it's
right.
your turn.
I'm ready. I'm not tweeting right now, so I'm ready. All right. Hard to follow that. Excellent one from Eric. I will try though. All right. So here's why I'm very convinced that Mulan and the Beast are an epic pairing. So Mulan was traveling, right, and she happened upon the Beast castle. Now, here's the deal, right? Number one, Mulan is Asian, and Asian girls are super hot, all right? Everybody loves Asian chicks, okay? So, obviously the Beast, yes, Diane, ask Diane, exactly. You know what I'm talking about.
That's
You're beating the guys off with a stick. So...
A nostalgia stick.
So, but here's the deal. So, what in the town that Belle lives in, right? What do you got? You got a bunch of white European people. That's all you find. There's no diversity, right? So when the Beast sees Mulan, he's like, "Oh my God, look at this exotic, beautiful woman. I've never seen anybody like this before." We're all right. When you see something exotic, different, you want to be with it, right? So it's very different. You're not getting that in this French village, right? They all look the same. So obviously, I think he would want to be with Mulan just because of that reason. Also, then when all the villagers attacked, Mulan helped him defeat them and fend them off because she's a skilled warrior, right? Again, the Beast is going to appreciate that because he fights a lot too. He wants somebody by his side who can fight along with him. So obviously they're just perfectly matched. They're both epic. They're both great warriors. Mulan is very different, and obviously the Beast is also nothing that Mulan's ever seen before. I mean, she's seen dragons, but she doesn't want to make out with a dragon. All right, so the Beast is going to look pretty good compared to this dragon. So I think I think it's just obvious that's why they would be together.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Jeff.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jeff.
All right, Zach.
Zach, you ready?
Okay. All right, Nala and Beast. Okay. Well, like he was pointed out before, he was punished for being a dick, and so Nala is used to dealing with that irresponsibility in men, just running away and not taking, not stepping up to the plate. So the Beast was locked away. He was learning his lesson, and she ends up, I don't know. She ends up finding, trying to run after Simba, and can't find him. He's off running with Timon and Pumbaa, going through the jungle eating worms and stuff. And then, so she ends up getting lost, in Albuquerque, and yeah, reference points. So she goes by the castle, and she ends up meeting this prince who just so happens to be a beast just like her, but he's actually turning himself around. Not to mention she could be spoiled because he has like a whole bunch of people to go ahead and feed her and stuff like that. She doesn't have to go hunting and deal with Scar, and who's just like being a complete dick himself. So she can actually eat there, and lions like to eat a lot. Plus they both have there's no bestiality involved because they're both animals. And so then And so then, because of that, Disney, like it was pointed out before, or their god, decided that it was time that they could be, rewarded and joined together. She becomes this beautiful human being, and Beast becomes a human being, nice and reformed, a real prince, and Simba's left on his own with a pig and a meerkat. That's it.
That's a little sad, but he's his buddy at least.
Yeah, well, Pumbaa, he's awesome. It's like, God.
He is awesome.
He's farting everywhere.
All right, stop while you're ahead.
We're done.
Oh, sorry. This is going to be the new Bone thing going on here. We're talking about pig farts.
And non-bestiality, which was impressive. I didn't know how you were going to navigate that water.
That was the best part of the argument, I think. That was smart.
Well done.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, I'm assuming Giselle and Diane are going to pick a winner here, but also tweet in, folks, at SuperDocTuff. Tell us who you think was the best pairing. But go ahead, ladies.
This is a hard one.
I think we all did pretty good.
Yeah, no, I have to say, I want to say before we announce the winner, you all did an amazing job justifying your OTPs. I just want to say, round of applause for you guys. Come on, clap for yourselves. Come on,
Thank you.
Everybody.
Inspiring.
Yeah, but there has to be a winner and there have to be losers. It's just the way of the world. So I gotta say, Zach, Nala, it was that you got it.
Thank you.
That damn bestiality thing got us, Eric.
Look.
Hey, I navigated that. Now, you gotta say I navigated that pretty well.
Don't
modest too. He's modest.
It'll be adorable.
Hey man, I was up against bestiality. Oh God.
Well, Beast is gonna miss out, man. Not being with Mulan. That's all I gotta say. He's gonna be crying later.
Hey, Mr. Redhead and
She's
Asian.
all for
That's-
you.
Yeah.
Hey, I wonder if. Never mind. Never mind.
I know where you're going. I was thinking the same
Hey,
thing.
you were there. You were there. That's all right.
Eric at Slavi Robot says Ariel / the Beast sounds like a Greek tragedy.
It does. I mean, I liked how you came from the idea of both of them going through a period of transformation and it coming from a place of, naivete and being a dick, and it was lovely. It was quite, it was like a Greek tragedy. Well done.
Inspiring.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna put out a mythos, a whole mythology series just on those two. That's gonna
Do it.
Please do.
right after
Please
Christmas. We're
do.
gonna be good with that.
Please do. It'd be fabulous.
All right. So we got one more. Oh, we got to pick
Round.
some.
Round 2! New characters, all right? Please present your second picks.
All right. I'm going with Aladdin.
Aladdin?
Yeah.
Eric.
Iago.
Oh.
Yeah.
Zack.
Oh, sorry, my computer actually just froze there. Let me see. I actually was kind of. You know what? I'm gonna give him a benefit of a doubt. Jafar.
Nice. Went with the whole
Okay,
Aladdin
so
crew.
Aladdin, Iago, and Jafar.
Okay, we're in that.
We all
We're
went.
going on a theme.
Yeah, going on a team.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that.
Oh wait. Oh, that's right. Iago's the parrot, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
See, you're stealing my idea.
Hey,
You got the
look.
thing going there.
I saw what they liked with the whole. Anyway, we'll get into it.
Alright, the master date, the master OTP, is Sebastian from The Little Mermaid.
Oh, come on.
Who would like to go first?
I
I'm
think
tweeting.
Zack should go first. He looks
I
Me?
think, yeah, because you were last on the previous round, so go first.
Okay. Jafar. And the Jamaican crab.
Yes.
Alright, so. Let me see. Okay, so. Alright. So, first off, they have to meet. So, here's how they do meet. Jafar, he's a wizard, right? He's an evil wizard, so he can basically do whatever he wants, including breathing underwater. There you go.
Whoever he wants.
And whatever he wants to, he can fly through space. Whatever, man. He's Jafar. He can roll it out, So he goes down there, and he runs into Ariel, and Ariel is just total. She's like total ditz. She doesn't know what's going on. She wants to leave and go somewhere else. So then, it's like again, irresponsibility. So she goes do her thing, whatever. And then Sebastian's all alone. So naturally, Sebastian, he wants somebody to cling on to, and it's easy to go ahead and manipulate a crab. So, basically, he just. Man, you guys stumped me on this one. A crab. Wow. I do really feel like I'm in the 3-1-3. I don't know what to say here. All right, so Sebastian, he, I would say that it's not so much love, but as a camaraderie, because they both feel like they were discarded. Like Jafar's been rejected, but for good reason. I mean, he wrecked everybody's life, and Aladdin, obviously he had to go through a whole bunch of things just to get to Jasmine, let alone get over, Jafar, because he's a tool. So, and then, this other one's a lackey, so I think they pretty much would just kind of leech off each other, kind of feed off each other, and get the moral support that they would need to go ahead and actually survive. Because, Jafar, he'd go into deep depression once Aladdin's out of the picture. It's like, what does he have to do? Same thing with the crab. I mean, it's like he's singing to her about living under the sea and how it's so much better, and it's he has nobody to sing to. He's all by himself, and Jafar has nowhere else to go. He's underwater. He's nowhere else to go. So that's what I think. I don't think it would be so much of as an in-love romance, but as a functioning, deep camaraderie between a crab and a man.
Okay.
Evil wizard, yes.
All right.
All right. Very thoughtful. Eric.
Well, it's odd because what happened with Iago and Sebastian actually occurred post the Jafar era. It was such a relationship of convenience that would wind up going on. After that was just it's abysmal. They started really having arguments all the time. It was just really bad. And if you guys know Sebastian, he's a very nervous crab. I mean, there's other crabs in the sea that are less nervous than he is. He's just jittery. He's very particular about how he likes things, and he doesn't like people to get into trouble and that kind of stuff. And he found out about what Jafar did through Iago. And yeah, he didn't really like Iago either because Iago was loud and common and just not really his type at all. But what wound up happening is that Jafar imprisoned Iago in some kind of capsule that submerged him into the sea. Now, Iago's voice is very annoying and that kind of stuff. But what wound up happening is that in the sea, the cocoon that he was in resonated. It resonated this beautiful sound that was absolutely amazing. So Sebastian just thought this was maddening. This was great. I'm gonna put him in the band, with the flute play the flute and the dupe play the dupe and all that kind of stuff. Right? So he put him in the band with all of those crazy guys, and Iago just made this beautiful sound, this beautiful music, which was absolutely crazy. And Sebastian just really was taken by that. He actually changed the lyrics in one of his songs that he had wrote. You know that song Kiss the Girl? He Kiss the Bird. He changed it. So that Kiss the Bird, and then he changed it to that. It was amazing. Amazing. So it was just this really, really intense, passionate kind of love that occurred after that. It was it was just amazing. But that's basically how it happened.
Can you do the Kiss the Bird again? That was pretty cool. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
The imagery that provoked Eric was just beautiful. Thank you for that. Ooh, I'm a little flustered. All right, Jeff.
All right. So both times I've had to go after Eric, which sucks because he's way too good at this game. But I will try my best.
I lost. I couldn't be good.
Yeah, but still, you were damn good. All right, so Aladdin and Sebastian. The one true pairing is really all right, not these other people you guys are talking about. All right, so here's what happened. So Prince Eric and Ariel hanging out at Prince Eric's palace, right? And Sebastian's there too because Sebastian's anywhere Ariel is. And then Aladdin comes flying by in his magic carpet. And he grabs Sebastian because he thinks it's just a normal crab and he wants to eat some crab, right? And Aladdin can't get rid of all his old ways where he had to steal food to survive, so that's why he's doing this, okay? It's a hard thing to break.
Habit.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. So he takes the crab, but then he notices, holy shit, this crab is alive and it's talking to him. Because Aladdin often would say, holy shit. When he's not in a Disney movie. So they fly back to Aladdin's land, and first off, Sebastian, he thought being in the sea underwater was awesome, right? But once you get flying, he was like, oh my god, this is even more amazing. What is better than flying through the air? He cannot believe it. He's never experienced this before. So he was just enthralled by that, and he kind of fell a little bit in love with Aladdin right then. So then they get back to, Aladdin's land and palace, and once again, I'm going to somewhat use the same argument. Anytime when we travel to a foreign exotic land, you're very intrigued by it. It's very interesting. Because look, the land in Aladdin is very different than any other Disney movie, right? So Sebastian's going to be like, this is amazing. I've never seen anything like this. I want to just spend the rest of my life here with you, Aladdin, and see all these amazing, wonderful things. Then, the key thing is, He's got a genie and a magic lantern. Who doesn't want to be with somebody who has freaking wishes and a magic lantern? And Sebastian can have anything he wants. How is he going to pass that up? And by the way, I'm going to say Sebastian, the kind of guy or kind of crap he is, I think he would choose to have wishes over true love. So even if he doesn't truly love Aladdin, he's going to stay with him because Sebastian's that kind of guy. All right.
He's a wish digger.
Yeah. So there you go.
All right.
Bravo.
Nice, Chef.
Yeah.
Well done. I like the means by which they hooked up together. That was creative.
Thank you.
Brother's
By
got
the way, Snobby Robot on Twitter, Snobby Robot says, "Where'd you find this Eric dude? He's amazing, haha."
Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it.
Zach is equally amazing, I would say. But.
yeah.
Especially the beast. That's.
Oh, the Jafar thing just tripped me up. But
Yeah.
All right, ladies.
All right. Well, once again, it's that time. Want to point out yet again that you all did admirably. But the winner is Eric.
I knew it.
yeah.
Just I'm sorry. The cocoon that resonated beautiful sound.
Right.
Yeah.
That's how it went.
I'm still coming down from it. I mean, I was just it was breathtaking.
Oh, thank
So
you.
Eric, you
Bravo.
and yeah, well done.
Yeah.
But you
Bravo.
all made the impossible possible, and you all need to pat yourselves on the back for that. So good job.
Thank you. See, Eric.
We just
Eric.
want 3 guys to slash. That's awesome.
I know. That's the great thing about this game. We are forcing slash upon people.
Nice.
Slash.
That sounds so violent if you don't know what.
I know, right?
I know. If you don't know what slash means as fan fiction, I know that sounds like something out of a horror film.
Is that what it just means? Taking 2 characters and putting them together in a romantic way?
2 characters of the same gender.
Ah. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Or same man. Okay. So Eric, I knew you were going to win because I actually was watching these 2 ladies as you were doing it, and that's exactly. Diane was like this,
And I was just like,
and then Giselle was like this.
Yeah.
I was like, it's over, it's done.
Just let me just get him stealing a crab and.
Yeah.
I think mine was unique. All right.
That was pretty good.
I still think I should have won. I don't know. I think I should have won.
I'm from Massachusetts. I love the crab and all that. I can identify. You got the lobsters and yeah. If I could fly, I'd still win.
Eat the crab.
All right. Excellent game. Nice job, everybody. We have another geeky question coming up in just a minute. If you're watching the recorded version, though, we're going to take one last commercial break. We'll see you in a second. All right, geeky question number 2 time. And so I'm glad we finally get to do this question because we have some comic book artists on, so this is the perfect time to do it. Who are our favorite comic book artists, and what comics or storylines do we think they've done some of their best work? So I'll start with our artist guests. Eric, who are some of the artists you really love?
Well, I'll tell you where I got a lot of my influences from was my grandfather used to bring me old was Warren magazines, the creepy, eerie, and Vampirella and that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't know how inappropriate that was for an 8-year-old to have, so I just enjoyed them, And but that's where I really started falling in love with like Frank Frazetta and Boris, and just a lot of these, just American comic painters. They were just amazing with their covers and styles and that kind of stuff, and that's probably where I got some of my early influences from. So I would definitely say Frank Frazetta is at the top of my list. He had so much emotion. It wasn't necessarily an accuracy, you know what I mean, or like reproducing, the muscles perfectly or anything like that. It was about invoking an emotion through an image, which I thought was the most important thing. As far as like actual comics, I love all of the greats pretty much, Jim Lee, Mark
yeah.
Silvestri. Actually, I really was into like Michael Turner, J. Scott Campbell.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
I also like Eric Canetti, if you ever heard of him. He did Aeon Flux and some concept artwork for different things. You know, but one of my favorites was actually Mark Texeria.
Mm-hmm.
He did a few series of Wolverine and Ghost Rider and that kind of stuff. And the one issue series that I really enjoyed from him was Sabretooth. Because it was the flip on that, you know, getting the side of the villain and, you know, the mentality, but he really, the writer did a good job of going into his psyche, and Mark Teixeira has a really gritty, you know, emotional style. So, you know, I just like seeing, I got to meet him in New Orleans this year, actually, and it was just really cool. He's like one of the few artists that I'll actually geek out over, you know, so he's a cool guy.
Yeah.
Awesome. By the way, Eric, before you move on, Tara on Twitter says, "Oh, Eric's story still got me flustered. Loved it."
Yeah, like I said, I've been married for 9 years, and you know, I hopefully have some kind of romantic bone in my body, right? So we'll go with that.
Nice. You're gonna have to actually make that into a comic book now. That's
right. I know.
All right, Zach. Who are some of your favorite artists?
I have a bunch, but I mean, he talked about what inspired him. I would have to say, when I was 5 years old, it was the Ninja Turtles, like just flat out, like in general. I remember, I mean, I was always drawing Superman and stuff like that. Yeah, Kevin Eastman. I mean, I met the guy, and he was awesome. I mean, he went out to Comic-Con actually in 2010. I met Jeff, and he
he was at Boston. He was actually at the table next to me.
Yeah, I waited 5 hours in line to go ahead and see him, and he ended up looking at my portfolio, and it's like I was just talking to like my own personal like idol. Like the dude was just like I mean, I went to talk to a Marvel editor, and I sat down and talked with him, but then I wasn't really nervous about that. But then Kevin Eastman, I went to see him. I was like I geeked out. I was like, oh my god, I can't believe this dude's looking at my stuff. But that was the beginning. I would say since then I was always into the Onslaught series. So you're talking about like early Joe Mad, and then you're talking like the Kuberts, like Adam Kubert. He is still one of my favorites. Jim Lee is a beast. I love his Hush. I mean, his Hush was absolutely fantastic. Like I said, I mean, the story was awesome, but his artwork just like bumped it up. Nobody else can really compare to it. There are second, best, like really close, but nothing really got Batman as much as that. I would have to say J. Scott Campbell. His stuff, anything Spider-Man. I know he did, his own thing, but Spider-Man, I think everybody's meant for something, and I really think he's meant to draw Spider-Man. Jim Lee's meant to draw Batman. He's meant to draw Spider-Man. I mean, that's just the way I feel. So, Coming Home, I think that's what it is when Morlun, is it Morlun? Morlun, or something like that. It's like a living vampire that sucks the blood out of like all the totem animals, like the spiders and all that stuff. I think it's called Coming Home. It's done by I know I'm going to mess up his name. It's John Romita or John Romita Jr. Yeah, he did that, and I absolutely love that guy. Like he did that, and then he also did Wolverine, the Wolverine series, Enemy of the State. I mean, that just right there was just like full flat out. Like I don't draw like him, but I mean that was just like totally influenced me. And like I said, I mean those two were those three were the most impactful for me, and then the Ultimate X-Men line as well. And I went to the Kubert School briefly, and my narrative art teacher was Adam Kubert. So I met him, awesome. And that was like one of the first times I actually geeked out, like huge. I was like, oh my god, it's Adam Kubert. And I'm like, you need to sign my thing. And then I went to the Comic-Con, and I was going to have him sign it. He's like, well, just have me sign it in class. I was like, all right. And he's like, when did you get it? Back when it was released. I mean, it's like beaten to hell because I read it so many times. And it was awesome. You got to sign it. But it was, it's Jim Lee, Todd McFarlane, the old Spider-Man, Todd McFarlane. I mean, it's all the greats. I mean, Michael Turner, I studied him for a long time. I mean, a long time. And I just draw from a lot of different people. So it's kind of like asking me what's your favorite, piece of cake, or what's your favorite pie. I just can't go ahead and say exactly what it is. But,
all right, awesome. Let me share some tweets here. Eros at Hunter's Realm, what's up, sir? Says Alec Ross for his Kingdom Come work is one of his favorites.
Right on.
And then I'm not sure how to pronounce the name, but Jim Aparo, 70s, 80s Batman stuff. He said also he likes.
Yep.
Honky Tonk Buffalo says Alec Ross, anything Batman, Jim Lee, Justice League, and X-Men. Todd McFarlane for Spider-Man, and Michael Turner, sexiest Wonder Woman ever. That is true. I actually have a Michael Turner Wonder Woman poster on my wall. So, you know what? You guys named for almost all the ones that are my favorites too. So I'll just quickly. Michael Turner has actually always been, yes, for a long time, my favorite artist. He's just absolutely amazing. It still saddens me to this day that he died so young at 36, and that we can't have his art anymore. But Witchblade, is where really he got his start on, and I loved what he did on Witchblade. And then he did an amazing actually arc on Superman Batman with Jeff Loeb.
Oh, I love that book.
That was good. That was good.
And then of course he did his own company Aspen, which and then the comics for that too. Jim Lee, look, everybody says Jim Lee, right? Because he's one of the greatest ever. And
he's a doctor of art.
He's what?
He's a doctor of art. He's going to be a doctor.
Doctor of art.
He just went to doctor in art. Brilliant.
And yeah, as you guys have mentioned, and Hush is absolutely one of my all-time favorite storylines just ever in all comics. And again, because it's also written by one of my favorite writers, Jeff Loeb.
Yeah.
Ed Bennis, who has not been mentioned, I love Ed Bennis too. Who particularly when he does Birds of Prey with Gail Simone writing, that was stuff. And Joe Madureira, you mentioned, Joe back in the day, man, his Uncanny X-Men, it was so good. And then he did he did his own series, which didn't last very long. Battle Chasers.
Yeah. I have every issue. I have the compilation issues. It was crazy. I'm on his schedule right now for Crimson Huntress because what happened is that when he was ready to put out an issue, it would usually come out 2-3 months later. So I'm on that same schedule platform right now.
Okay. Nice. And and then the last one is you guys mentioned J. Scott Campbell, who I first read on Gen 13, which is an amazing work on that. Nice. Diane, you got any favorites?
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'm pretty much just gonna go with my friends, like David Mack. I love David Mack. His work pretty much brought me back to comic books, and I've known him for a long time, and he's a very sweet guy. And Dennis Calero, great artist. I think his best work, though, is his original work, which is The Devil Inside, which he actually collabs with another buddy of ours, Todd Stashwick, who Jeff plays the priest in the originals.
Wait, who he does?
Yeah.
Yep. Same dude.
He's like the coolest guy ever, too.
That's awesome.
And he's been collaborating with Dennis since when I think because Dennis gets commissioned to do comic book versions of TV shows, and they met on one of his shows.
He was on Heroes. Because Dennis Calero was doing Heroes.
And so they've been doing a comic called The Devil Inside for the past 4 years now.
Yeah, I think it started in 2010.
Yeah, and that's a really good book. And but I think one of the people that I really admire, the one that, because usually I can talk to people, but this artist I usually run away from because I'm really scared that she would think I'm weird. But Becky Cloonan, who did American Virgin and the Demo comics,
I have her book. Yeah, I met her. She's amazing. She's really good.
She's really good. I really like her work, and I always try to grab her stuff. So, and she's a great writer too. She writes her own books. Yeah. Yep. So those are my top 3 people. And I also like Dustin Nguyen a lot. I love his art.
Oh, he's so good.
He's so good.
No, when he was doing the Batman, oh, I loved it.
Yeah, I
Detective
think
Comics, yeah.
a couple of, like, one convention, my boyfriend literally has a picture of me just standing in front of Dustin and watching him draw, like a creeper. Like, I'm just standing there, like, just watching him over his table, like, But yeah, he's really good. I love his work. Yeah.
Awesome. And Giselle.
So just like Diane, Dennis Calero, he's an amazing artist. One of my favorite Batman stories is The Long Halloween, and I also love the artwork attached to it, which is by Tim Sale.
Mm-hmm.
It's not Sale, it's Sale. Is that how you say it? I actually don't know.
I'm assuming it's Sale.
Okay, looks like Sale. But anyway, I love Tim Sale's work. I love the way he characterizes all the people in the Batman universe. Like, they're almost a little, like, they'll look realistic, but then some of them will be so tweaked, but not too much that it's, I don't know, it's hard for me to articulate because I just love his characterization. And another, in the Batman universe, another artist I really love is Dave McKean. He did Arkham Asylum, A Serious House on Serious Earth. And it's so beautiful because it's nightmarish but beautiful imagery, like almost like magical realism. Like another wonderful interpretation visually of those characters. And as far as visuals, that is absolutely my favorite because it's so beautiful yet scary. And I love how he combined those two elements. And another beautiful, scary combination is Ben Templesmith, who did 30 Days of Night.
Oh yeah.
More beautiful, nightmarish, magical, creepy imagery. It's just, I love how those artists are able to intertwine all those different elements and create something lovely. And I mean, I could go on and on about all the different artists. You guys named a lot of them. I don't need to repeat them. But I wanted to name the ones that no one said yet. So those are some of my favorites.
Yeah.
Nice. So we got some more tweets here. Sarah Bricky at Tipsy Wibbles. Hey, Sarah. First, she says, sorry I'm late to the party. I was eating grilled meat on a stick. I'll definitely be watching the rest afterward. All right, good.
Nostalgia stick, right? We're gonna burn that one into the ground.
And then she says to this question, I love the work Ivan Rice and Joe Prado did for the new 52 version of Aquaman. So much aquatic badassery.
Did you guys see, like, the rumors flying around that Matt Damon might play Aquaman?
What?
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 Wait,
No.
Wait.
Yes.
I can totally see.
Yes.
I can totally see Damon as. I could see Damon as Aquaman.
Oh my God!
How awesome would it be to have him and Ben Affleck as two superheroes in the DC universe?
I am totally okay with that. Yes, absolutely.
And Eric and Zach are shaking their heads here. The rest of us are excited.
It will make me even more supportive of Ben Affleck as Batman if it means Matt Damon as Aquaman.
But it's like two different things.
That's what I want Aquaman and Batman to say to Superman. How do you like them apples?
I like them starfish. So, okay, that...
We ruined it.
Yeah, we just ruined it. The girls killed it.
Good job, ladies. There you go.
My pleasure.
Now, is that really a rumor, though, or do you just make that up?
No, look it up. Matt Damon, Aquaman.
If that really comes true, that would just be so epic and awesome.
Well, it'd be Boston kickassery. I mean, there you go.
Yeah, man.
Represent.
All the Justice League comes from Boston.
Yeah. There you go. I hope he keeps his accent. I hope I do. I hope I hear Batman dropping his R's. I really do. That would just be amazing.
Well, Ben Affleck only plays one character, so...
Get out of
That's
here.
Batman and Daredevil. And
also on Twitter to this question, Honky Tonk Buffalo said, he also says J. Scott Campbell, Fairchild Forever, referencing Caitlin Fairchild from Gen 13, who was awesome. Yeah.
Yep.
All right, cool. Thanks for tweeting in, folks. All right. Oh, we got one last thing to do. Fan question time before we get on out of here. This comes from our good friend Tim Keaty at Surfing Aliens. Thank you, Tim, for sending this in. And check out surfingaliens.com. He's been on our show. He had me on a couple weeks ago, actually, and he has web series people on all the time. So this is a fun question. Who's your Buffy gang? Choose 2 guys, 2 girls, and a Slayer.
Oh,
now, Eric emailed me in advance of this, and he wanted to know, does it have to be Buffy Universe people, or could he pick anybody? I just told him to do whatever the hell he wanted to, really. As we usually do anyway on these questions.
Yeah.
I did choose Buffy-verse characters, but, whatever. Who knows what we're going to get for this question. So, Giselle, you look very anxious to go, so I'll let you go.
Yes. Thought about this all day. Okay, so for the 2 guys, it's going to be Batman and Doctor Who. And then for the 2 girls, it's going to be Letty from Fast and the Furious and Black Widow. And my Slayer, because the real Slayer and this soon Slayer both use crossbows, Daryl Dixon. That's my gang.
All right, so I guess maybe I'm the only one who actually chose Buffy people.
I chose Buffy people too. That's why I was just
All right.
like, oh.
All right.
I did not choose Buffy people.
Yeah!
One of my
I
people
guess we
actually
weren't the
stole
cool
them from
kids,
me.
Jeff. I mean, we weren't the cool kids.
No, we pay attention to directions too well, I guess. We're not cool. All right, so Zach, what is your choice?
I would say Spike and Xander, only because you kind
Nice.
of need the comic relief, and Spike can handle business. I actually had this written down somewhere because I was like really, really thinking about it, and I'm just trying to dig up what I wrote. Let me see. Yeah, Spike and Xander, and then I was thinking about Willow and Dawn. Because, they're both Dawn can handle, she does melee, she was trained to be kind of like a Slayer, and she also has the transforming powers. She's the key, for God's sakes, so it's she can handle business. And you know what, I'm going to go ahead and go with Faith for a Slayer.
Yeah.
Only because she's kind of like the Green Ranger, it's she's a little hot-headed, and she's not afraid to get down and dirty and get with it. So, I kind of geeked out in that area, too. I would say Faith. That's who I'd go for.
Good choice. Eric?
Well, I definitely went for 2 combinations. So I grabbed my Walking Dead crew, and I grabbed my Game of Thrones crew. So I actually have Tyrion Lannister, and basically I was going to work with the dragons, but if I could get the Mother of Dragons in there to get the dragons, so I would have to work it that way. But that would be my Game of Thrones crew, and then of course I would have Michonne and Daryl on the other side. My Slayer, however, is the wild card, because that will be Walter White, Eisenhower, and because he is the danger. Don't forget that.
And they're all tied in together anyways.
Well
Exactly.
Someone that
played.
comes knocking at your door.
Well
Yeah.
played.
Yeah, good job.
Thank you.
All right, very good. I guess I'll go because I have a Buffy one as well. So my guys are, along with Zach, I'm choosing Spike because he's just about my favorite character, and Spike's just freaking awesome.
Yeah.
You like his accent, don't you?
I do, yes. Yes.
You like exotic things, I noticed.
I know, yes. Yeah, when he just talks like that, I just fall in love with him. I will say, for the longest time, I thought he was I didn't know he was American, actually. I thought that was actually his accent.
Is it sad that I just found out?
No, you probably don't like him as much now, but that's okay.
No, it's awesome.
I keep forgetting he's not
Everyone
actually.
in The Walking Dead is British, so basically.
So Spike, and yes, because he's super funny. And Giles is my other guy because I love Giles. Yeah. And also Giles and Spike together just always creates nice, good, ridiculous arguments. Usually, the girls. I'm going to go with Cordelia. Probably mainly because just Charisma Carpenter is really hot. And I actually always did find her cool. And she got much nicer in Angel. She actually got to be not like this little rat. And then Anya is actually my other choice.
Mm.
Yep. And then Slayer, yes, absolutely. Besides Spike, my other favorite character in Buffy is Faith. It has to be Faith all the way.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. She'll handle business. She will.
Yeah, she'll probably kill a lot of innocent people, unfortunately, too. But
get out of her way.
It won't matter.
Yeah, to torture some people on their actual gang. She'll probably torture Giles or something. But all right, Diane.
Okay, so for my two guys, it would be Jay and Silent Bob.
Nice.
That is good.
They're not afraid to punch kids in the faces. My two girls, I have a really hard time with this. They kept crossing out names, but I think I narrowed it down to Regina from Once Upon a Time and Scully from The X-Files.
Yeah.
And my Slayer will be Dean Winchester from Supernatural.
Nice.
He's practically a Slayer already. Like, he does it anyway, so we need to train him, and he's hot, and we're good to go.
All set. Checklist.
All right, excellent. All right, folks, that's gonna about do it for us tonight. Before we go,
yeah,
it's been a long show. Eric, why don't you once again give links for where people can check you out?
Mainly inbeon.com, so inbeon.com, and pretty much Twitter, Facebook, Tumblr. I mean, social media is crazy. Can I just say that? It's just insane. What is wrong with us these days? Like, it's everywhere. So please connect with me in some form or another, and across the many formats that are out there.
Yeah.
And Zach, where can people check you out?
My Facebook, basically everything that's Zack Rezendes. It's ZackRezendes. I mean, I got the Facebook. I got Punk Penciler 25, which is my Twitter. I mean, I'm just on LinkedIn. I'm on basically everything, except for Tumblr. I need to get into that. But
just got into it today, so
yeah. So, I mean, you can always reach me on there. It's basically I'm pretty much everywhere now, and I'm only going to branch out. So yeah.
Awesome. By the way, Sarah Bricky on Twitter says, "Love Eric's choices for his Buffy crew. Vamps don't stand a chance against the mother's babies."
That's what I'm talking about. It's a simple choice.
And Giselle, Defective Geeks, is that?
You can find Defective Geeks at defectivegeeks.com. We are also on Twitter, handle at Defective Geeks. We are on Facebook, Defective Geeks. We also have a YouTube page under the same name, so please come check us out.
Awesome. And Super Knocked Up, if you haven't seen it, please check it out. It's at superknockedup.com or the YouTube channel you're watching this very minute. Keep on watching after this. And we're the Super Knocked Up on Facebook and Twitter. Remember, folks, on Saturday, we're going to have a special bonus episode this week. It'll be this Saturday, 11 p.m. Eastern Time, 8 p.m. Pacific. And Sean Becker and his cast from Hench, new series, is going to be on. And again, Sean's from the Guild, director of the Guild and My Gimpy Life, and he's one of the bigger names in the web series world. So very excited to have him on. And so please check out that. And thank you for tweeting in as always. Thank you to Eric and Zach for coming on, guys.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thanks for coming on, guys.
Thank you.
And all right. Oh, Sarah snuck in one last tweet. Oh, dang. And Diane's choice of Dean was marvelous. You guys have a good handle on your vamp slaying.
It's a winning team.
All right. Okay. That gets a dance. All right, so thank you guys for watching. Guys, we're going to, by the way, as we do our lead out here, everybody say Super Geeked Up when I point, all right? All right, so here we go. So thank you guys for watching, as always. We'll see you Saturday and then next week, Wednesday, as usual. Until then, stay
Super
Geeked Up.
See you next week. Or see you Saturday, actually.